Hello everyone, my name is Faye, and today we're going to jump to review ALPRO1 questions, which is our exercise. We're going to learn about three problems. So in this couple of videos, I will tell you guys about three questions that if I have only one night to learn ALPRO1, this is the three question I will learn from, okay? So for the first question, if you guys understand that what we need to learn is data types, loops, and branching, okay? For the first thing, it only needs data types understanding. So in these particular questions, if you get this problem, maybe it take long time to learn this. You take long time to read this. Okay, what you do, jump to the input output. If you guys have this, if the question provide this, jump to here and we can learn what it needs to be done. From output, we have like username and ID. So from this, we know that the output will be two, it's username and ID. And what is the inputs? We have six input here. Competition category, first name, last name, date of birth, month of birth, and years of birth. What we do after that, after we can identification what we need to do, we go to the question. So we have this first paragraph. We jump to, because we already know that the outputs need to operating with username and ID, we jump to the username. What we need to do here. Okay, so for identification question, so we basically didn't waste our time. We can learn from this. Username, what we need to do with username, a string consisting a string. From the first letter, we already know what we need to do. The output will be a string, which is one string, okay? One string consisting of the competition category. There's this variables, the first three letters of our participant first name, second variables, and last three letters of their last name. So for username, we will operating with three variables, which is competition category, first name, and the last name. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to take the first three letters of the participant's first name combined with last three letters of their last name. So how do we do this? If you guys have a problem, we need to operate with the username, focus on the username. With ID, skip it, okay? So, what is the next important thing on solving a problem is when you guys, I know people do things from top to bottom, but in some case, we didn't need to do that. So this is the templates that you guys will always write down in your papers in pseudocode, okay? So with this template, just write it. For program, as we know, it it will be one string like this, okay? It needs one this if you want have a space. And so what we do after that, we need to do username, but from the first identification, we already know that there will be a six input, okay? Six input, two output. So we're gonna work on six variables. Just write it. Input, competition, first name, last name, date, month, and year. This is the variables that we need to do. Why I don't start from dictionary? Because sometimes there's in algorithm, there's a variables that we need to operate. So just do dictionary always in last. Okay, that's my advice for you guys. Never do the dictionary at first. Do it last time. You need to know what you need to do before you write the dictionary. And after that, what we do, focus on your first problem is username. The first problem we need to do is our username is consisting your competition category, first three letters of your first name and last three letters on your last name. So we already get identification on the code level that we will use addition. We will use concatenation operation of string that we learned before in our lecturer. And first, what we need to do for the first name, we need to access the first three letters of our name. Okay, this is how you guys access it. It's a substring operation, right? But the question is, what we need to do with the last three letters? The variable we can know is the length of the string, okay? It's the length of the string. By using length of the string, we can know the last variables, right? So user L last name will be len last name minus 3 to len last name. Okay, maybe some of you guys maybe didn't quite understand this. I'm going to teach you guys with this particular string, Susi Susanti. As we learned before, that we always start counting from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the indexes, okay? 0 to 10. But when you do len of this string, what you guys will get, it's equals to 11, okay? It counts how many characters that you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Even though the last index is 10. Okay, so what we learn from substring, the formula for substring is start index, right? To n index plus 1, right? So if we want the first three letters of our names will be 0 to 2 plus 1. So it's 0 to 3 for our first three letters. For our last three letters from last name, what we know is the last index is 10. Okay, so it will always end in 10 plus 1, which is our len. So we can use len function here, right? Len, we will need to be we will need to do where it starts. Okay, we already know the n index plus 1 is using the len function, but how do we know the start index, right? I always advise you guys to write it down. Take your pen, take your paper, and do the thing. So n here will be an 8 index. What the variables we can know is the len from the string, right? 11. From 11, 11 minus x equals to 8. How many the x? It's 3, right? So your last name, the len of your last name minus 3 is the start index for substring operation. That is how you do it, okay? So after we know our problem solved, that we already can take the first three letter and the last three letter from our last name, what we do next? Do concatenation. Okay, that's what the username wants to do, right? Competition plus user F plus user L. String can also use addition operation. Okay, so that's for our username. What we need to do next? If we back to the question, after one job done, we need to do ID. Okay, we need to do ID. What we do? A 9-digit integer following the template of this where XX represent the participant birthday in reverse order. So we need an algorithm to reverse the order of the date of birth, right? And represent the birth month. The birth month didn't need any algorithm. We just need to plus it with our day to month, and the last one is last two digits of participant birthday. We need two last two digits. How we take this? Okay, so this is our problem. How do we solve this? Let's see. This is our username. Okay, this is for our username, and this is how you do the first thing. For the date of birth, swapping that in integer form and making it 100,000 values. Okay, maybe it need more explanation here, right? So how do we swap two values? This is what you guys will use. Date mod 10. Why we need to mod 10. Okay, I'm gonna explain this first. Why? Why? Okay, one. Date mod 10. Why we do this? We need to take, we need to reverse the order. So we need to take the first digits and the second digits, right? For the first digit, for the last digits, the operation will be, we need to take, if we have 14, how do we get this? The last digits, okay? How we do this? You learn it by, if you mod any numbers with 10, you will get the last digits, right? If you mod it with 100, it will take last two digits of the numbers. In this case, we only want one digit, the last digit, so we just do it with mod 10. After that, why we need to multiply it by 10 after we take the modulus? We want to take, if we have 14, we need to, what we need to do in this algorithm, we need to take the last digit, and after that, we need to make it become 4x, 40 something, right? We need to take it to the first. We need to make it become 100,000 values. Okay, that's for the last thing. But first, we need to make it become 40 something. How do we make this? After we take it, we multiply it by 10 to make it 40, right? After that, we need to plus it with the first digit. How do we take the first digit? If you have date of birth, it's always two digits, right? So if you have like 14, how do you get one? You div the 4. 14 div 10. We'll take 1, 10. This is for proving. This is the mod. This is the div. For every numbers, if you div it by 10, it will erase the last digits of that number, that whole number, okay? Integers values. Okay, that's for this one. And the last thing we need to, why we need to times it with 10,000. This is the unique one. So if you remember the question, it says that it will be 777HHBBTT like this, right? If you read from H to T, it will be 1, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So there will be 6 digits. Our HH will be the 100,000 values. It will be H. So if we have 14, we will take it as 41 B B T T. Okay, so we can read this like 141,000,000. Okay, imagine it like this. So when you read it, it will become like 410,000. That's why the comment said making it 100,000 values. That's why we need to times it with 10,000. Okay, okay. I hope you understand it. And the next one is BB. We just need to make it, we just need to fill this, okay? If we have birth month of 11, okay, November, so it will be 1100. It will be 1,100, making a month at 10,000 values, right? This is a 10,000 values, right? No, it will be a 10,000 values. Yes, of course. This is what you do with month, okay? You will take it here. Okay. So after that, it's actually not 10,000, right? It will be a thousands values actually. So that's for BB. And the next one is TC, year mod 100. What you want to do here? We need to take last two digits. How you take last two digits? If we learn from the first, we need to modulus 10 to get the last digits. We need to get last two digits. What we do is to do it with modulus operation, but with modulus it with 100, taking the last two digits from here. Yeah. So at the end of the day, what we need to do is combining all values into an integer. Why we need to times it with this, with 1 million values. Same as before, we need to change its swapping integer form and making it 100,000 on HH, on date of birth. We just want to see it as a 777000000. Okay, how many we need to times it? Okay, this is 1 million. HH, because we already times it on here, we didn't need to times it here. HS plus BB plus TT. After combining all of it, we get the algorithm. So if you guys see this problem, when you have many numbers and you only need one values, okay, you cannot output it like output 777, output HH, output BB, output TT is not like that. Okay, 700, read it like 777, 211,298. That's how you read it. Okay, read it as a whole number, one number. Okay, don't think about outputting one by one because the question says a 9-digit integer following the template. A9, A. Always use it, always identify the question. Okay, that's how you do it. So the last thing you need to do is to output the username and the value of the username. So what is important here to see, you have like, we used to with two quotes and one is just username. Okay, what is the difference here? Using two quotes will outputting the string. Using no quotes is outputting the value of the variables, which we give it the name of username is a value of a variables. And after that, we have ID, same thing, okay? So after you finish your algorithm, the last thing you need to do is do the dictionary. We have competition, first name, last name, user F, user L as a string, and we have that, month, year, HHBBTT, ID as an integer. Okay, like that. So when you need to solve a problem, start from the algorithm. Okay, never start on the dictionary. After you complete it, you go to the dictionary. Okay, so that's our exercise for loops, for loops, for for data types, and we're gonna move on to the next exercise. Okay, this is for Golang. If you want to use it for Golang, this is the writing on Golang code. You can run it and do the thing. Okay, that's for our, that's for the first exercise. We go to the next exercise.